All right, everybody. Welcome. Good job making it out to the first talk of the day 2 after going out last night. Great job, everybody. Nice to see you. I was wondering, just to get started here, how many people are here? I met some people last night that weren't from this area, from the Portland, Seattle, the Vancouver, BC. Can we get a little whoop? Give me one of those from outside of the thing. Go whoop, whoop. You can do it. Awesome. I don't want to waste your whoops, but that's a lot. Let's give a hand, the locals, for those people that came out here. I have there's a scan thing here. Can you all see that over there? I'm realizing that. Are you blocked? Can we get this QR code here? Because I'm going to save your whoops for the rest of the day. But there's a little QR code that's going to allow you to react to the slides as these go through. I don't know about you, but I've been having one of these AI identity crises, and to further hit this home, I don't remember if I made that joke. I was working with my chatbot, and I'm not sure if it did it or I did it, and that's a weird thing that's new in our lives, and I want to talk about that a little bit today because it's important to talk about that because I don't think we're doing it enough. So let's do it. Let's talk a little bit. So, hi everybody. I'm Craig.
What's up, Cascadia JS? I'm Yorick, the talking hand.
And this is Yorick, and we co-host a show called AI Avenue. He likes to say that he's the host here. And this is oh wow, people are already going. You can see that there's we've got some tomatoes. Tomatoes are being thrown. Back in the day, they used to throw tomatoes at the presenter if they didn't like what they were talking about. And I wanted to give you that opportunity because we don't have that anymore. So I'm going to be talking about AI. I know this isn't everybody's cup of tea, right? I know the AI, people are like, okay, enough with the AI. I am so tired of this. So we do have some people that are, wow, we have a lot of people clicking. This is real time. I think we have more people than there are. Somebody plays that cookie clicker game, I can tell. So he's doing that. This is a real-time app. This is the show that we're doing is called AI Avenue, and it is making AI approachable and fun, and we're breaking down complex topics. And Yorick is my co-host here. And can you guys see Yorick? He wanted to make sure that okay, good, awesome. It's generated by Cloudflare, and as is this. This is the label that pays me, and I guess Yorick too, is Cloudflare. And we have a booth here, but we're not going to talk about Cloudflare. We're going to talk about AI today. We've already broken the thing here, but what I was asking is, are you an AI vroomer or an AI doomer? So when we ask about vroomer, we're like, are you all for AI? Are you a doomer? You're saying no. And it looks like the vroomers are currently winning. There are some people are coming in and saying that they are doomers, and that's okay. And we want to do that. We want to talk because there's a lot of things that don't get talked about, and we want to bring that forward, and that's what we do with the show. So what we've been finding when we do the show is that there's people have a weird feeling about AI, right? And I think you have this too. I know that I have this. Am I allowed to be proud of this thing that it didn't exist? I made it, kinda. I created this. Is this mine? Should I be proud of this? It's this weird situation that we get into, and I'd like to talk about that. And then why are we so afraid of admitting that we used AI? And I've talked to some people, and I got some answers there, and I've got some. We'll talk through that. And then what would it look like if we were truthful about it? What would that world look like if we were like, hey, no, actually, I used AI to do this? What would it look like? So to get started, I'd like to talk a little bit about pride. So this is my daughter Marvi. She's my second born. She's a 10-year-old, but she'd be so mad at me because she turns 11 really soon. So she's basically 11. This is my 11-year-old. This is her at a rock camp because that's what we do here. I'm from Portland. She went and did a rock camp, and she played in a band. And I was like, "Are you nervous?" And she said, "Yeah, but I'm just going to go do it." That's amazing. I'm so proud of her for doing that. And she got up there, never played bass. I've absolutely never played a punk show, and she nailed this punk show. She played this bass, and the whole audience was like, yeah, hey, oh, nailed it, understood it. And I was proud of that, right? I was like, that bass player, that's my daughter. Yeah. And I'd like to say that, I gave her that training data, right? I played the music in the minivan, and she learned from that, and that was the training data that she was giving, and I'm proud. I am proud of that, and it's weird because I wasn't doing it. I can't play bass. I can play guitar a little bit, so I could kind of see what that is. But Marvi's a badass. I am not a badass. She is so good at sports. I can't play sports. It might not come across as being clear there. Oh, it's a little bit off. She's got a pretty tough looking face on her there. That's fine. It's fine. You see, what I wanted you to see was her knees here. Do you see how muddy her knees are? She is so good, and she's getting to this age in soccer, and it's kind of rough because like they get knocked over. And you're like, what are you doing? That's my kid. No. And she got knocked over twice by the same girl, and the girl got fouled. Like, hey, you can't do that. Don't behave that way. And a couple minutes after the shot, she's running and she goes and she gets the ball. She takes the ball from the girl, doesn't hit her or anything, but the girl trips and falls forward. And Marvy has a clear shot for the goal. And the coach is like, go, 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 go. And she stops and she makes sure the girl's okay. And makes me so proud. And that is something that I installed. I didn't teach her how to play soccer, but I installed that system prompt, and the prompt injection of the coach didn't work. It was strong enough to be humans first, kindness first, right? So proud of her. And again, doing the thing where I'm like, I am so proud. I am so proud of you doing this. So Marvy's also a dork and a troll. And we love to troll each other. It's kind of our relationship. She takes these horrible selfies. I don't know why she does this, but she does it all. If she finds your phone, she picks it up and she takes I've got all these pictures of her like, and I told her I was looking for photos of it. Like, what do I have all these photos? I'm going to use these in the talk. And she goes, I love that, Dad. They'll love it. They'll love these. So here it is. Here she is. She has teased me. Like, we have this relationship, right? She's teased me her whole life. She's like a 4-year-old. Imagine this little 4-year-old girl, and she would introduce me to people. Any person that she sees would be like, "Hey, this here is my dad," and okay, to her friends, to her parents, to the preschool teacher. This here is my dad. He can't color. And she's right. Like, I can't. She'd ask me to sit down, and I can't do it very good. She was better than me at 4 at it, and has continued to get better than me. But we're into a time where I can't do that, right? I can't do that at all. But now I kind of can, and it's kind of weird, right? It's weird. I have this new skill where I'm able to do things, and also lots of new skills because of AI, right? A coworker of mine, Sunil Pai, some of you might know him, he was like, "Hey, dude, we should make a podcast." And I'm like, "That's a great idea, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to make a podcast." And there's some software. There's some software actually called Riverside. It's awesome. It does like these really cool. It will like do transcriptions, and it will make up the cuts, and it will make really nice cuts, and all sorts of stuff. And I can make music for the thing. I can generate some music, and I can put for those clips. And so we tested it. When we tested it, we called it Dry Run, right? And this might look like something this is a Run DMC joke, right? So like that's the logo for Run DMC. That might look like something that you'd think that somebody could make. I couldn't make that. I tried. Like, that's how bad I am at coloring. So the thing that happens with podcasts is you need to be able to have thumbnails. And guess who's got 2 thumbs and can't make thumbnails? This guy. But I did, right? So I was able to make thumbnails, and I was strangely proud of them, right? Like, these are them, and I want you to vote here. Oh, you can't quite see it up top here, but so the Sunil loves listening to older music, so we kind of jam on that, talk a little bit, and I say, "What did you just buy?" And he got that Styx CD. Styx is that Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto, you know that, right? So and we were talking about it. It had been a while. It had been a while since we had heard of him. Maybe Mr. Roboto went out and got his doctorate, so he should be Dr. Roboto. So this is Dr. Roboto. I had that idea. I said, that would be a cool thumbnail. What if we made a thumbnail with a robot doctor on it that said Styx, but instead of Styx, it said Dry Run, and it was a CD, and it said 80s music? That was exactly what I wanted. That was what was in my head. And I would have done that. I would have made that if I could have made that. And I did. I did make that. And this is really strange. I'm really kind of proud of that. And then this here, I'm getting tomatoes thrown at me because of this generation. That's fine. That's fine. And then we have the second one here. The second one, I had Kent. Kent, you guys saw Kent yesterday. Awesome, right? Great talk about MCP. Kent came on the show, and Kent has this mascot called Cody. And Kent was talking on the show. He has one of those one wheels, you know, those like you like zip with it. And he said that everybody he sees is like, "Yo, dude, do a kickflip." And he's like, "I can't do a kickflip on this thing. I'll like fall on my face." So we made an MCP server, live, incredible, like built an MCP server from scratch, and we used Cody to do the kickflip. And when we did that, I was like, oh man, that would also be such a rad thumbnail. And in my brain, I'm like, what if there was a koala, and he's doing a kickflip, and then all the stickers are like, you know, there's the Santa Cruz sticker, like the standard thing, but it says dry run on the, I'm like, wouldn't that be rad? I think that that's so rad. York, what do you think?
Well, obviously, I think I have to choose the robot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's my favorite one, hands down. Get it?
Dude.
Hands down? Ha!
Dude, the tomatoes are coming. You're going to get us hit. So, Seattle, do you know who this is? I want to go back a little bit in time. I want to go back a little bit in time to this time where this sort of guy was here. It was in the 90s. There was incredible sound coming out of this place. Not literally this place, but this wider place. No one had heard anything like this before. No one had heard, he's got this like, you know who this is? Tell them who it is, York.
That's Eddie Vedder from the Seattle grunge band Pearl Jam.
That's right. So Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam came out, and he had this like really, really rad, crazy noise. Nirvana's taking their guitars and they're smashing them, and he's making roar. And he started doing this thing where he'd start climbing stuff. I was gonna do this, but there's nothing to climb. He would climb up on the stage, and he would get up. Dude, it was so cool. It was so cool, and it was spreading everywhere. Like, this is so wild. What is this guy doing? This unique voice that he had. And it spread. My mom was like, Craig, are you going to a concert? I don't want you to climb on the stuff. Don't. It was like everybody was talking about this before social media. I don't even know how he was doing it. I don't know what his trick was. But I guess that's what you had to do to get out there. And so his noise spread, right? Everybody knew about what this band was, including a tiny little town called Tallahassee, Florida. And somebody there was very inspired by him, so much so that they created a band that sounded exactly like them. So it was like, and like, oh my God, that's a new Eddie Vedder song. But it wasn't a new Eddie Vedder song. It was a copy. And it was a band called Creed, and he got called the worst thing that you could call somebody from Generation X, poser. And I believe that people are so afraid of being called a poser, and like he's like, I don't know who Eddie is. Who's Eddie? And this photo is so great because they're like, he's wearing the same jacket and they have the same hair. He's like, I don't know. And it's like so funny. Like I believe that if dude would have just been like, yo, I love Eddie Vedder. Check this out. Look what I can do. Probably could have had a hell of a cover band, for sure, right? But I think that maybe if he was truthful about it, maybe we would have welcomed him with arms wide open. We would have let him do that, right? So I don't know why they made people sweatier, and they would grease us up in the 90s, right? This was what cool was. I don't know if you're throwing. Some people would welcome him with arms wide open. I think that's true. People are still throwing tomatoes, and I'm going to take that you're throwing them at Creed for this. I think that we should do that. We should think about. We should be proud of it or we should be loud about it. We should admit when we use AI. And I think that we need to start being more transparent, right? And especially software devs, do not make a PR that's made with AI and don't say, I just did this thing. You have to say, hey, this, and if they accept AI-based PRs, say, hey, I made this PR, and this is what I used. I use AI. This is my prompt for what I did here. We have to be transparent about it. So I want to ask, how many people are using AI? Wow, excellent. And we didn't even need to use the thing because the hand thing went up there. That's great. And I think that there's a lot of people that are like, I'm using AI. There's a lot of that going on. And I think we need to be a little bit louder about that, right? I think we need to be a little bit louder, and I think we need to be okay to be proud, because we haven't been told that this is okay, right? But it's a new tool. It's a new tool where we're able to generate this stuff, and I really think that the secret to it, to not being called a poser, because we're afraid that we're going to be called a poser, is to being transparent. I think you need to say, I made this, but look at how I made it. Look at how I did this. And I think that that works, right? Well, Yorick there had a line, and he said, Yorick said, speaking of being transparent, my voice is generated by 11 Labs. And for some reason, his voice didn't play there. Maybe he had too many tomatoes thrown at him, got it in the circuits. His voice is generated by AI. This entire presentation deck is built with AI. Everything that I did, the little trans thing, these things, the little app that's on your phone now, I built all that with AI, with Codex, OpenAI Codex. Nice coding, buddy. I wanted to just be transparent there. Uh-oh. Yeah. There we go. I don't have this one in there. I don't know what happens when he doesn't get a line. We will go local. We'll go local. Because I could run this thing locally, too. So I'm just going to run that locally. 1 second. This is not part of it, but let's just be transparent here. I'm going to run this locally. This is the system here. You're not going to be able to react anymore because I'm going to be on my local host, and I'm going to run this locally. And we're going to get to the slide really quick. And that's not the slide you want to see.
I suppose this is a good time to admit that my voice is generated using an AI voice from 11 Labs.
There we go.
Craig and Thor made it in the first episode of AI Avenue.
And your reactions aren't going to show up anymore. But
I suppose this is a good time to admit that my voice is generated using an AI voice from 11 Labs. Craig and Thor made it in the first episode of AI Avenue.
There we go. So here in the Pacific Northwest, we do this thing. We build these straw-built houses, and they're really rad. If you haven't heard about them, we make these like little mini houses, and they're with straw on the inside. And what's cool about it is when they're done, they do this thing called the truth window. They put this window in where it's transparent. You can see how it's built. One of the things that I've been playing with lately, I'm an educator, so one of the things I've been playing with is I made a folder called Truth Window. And I say, hey, AI, I want you to keep a journal of what you do. I want to say what I asked for and what did you do. And I get in a new Git branch, and I commit with that. And actually, it's really rad. If you commit with like a Claude code, they'll actually add their logo to it. So like when you push the thing forward, it says also written by Claude. You know, it's like you and Claude working together. And Codex can also do that. You can say write a commit message on the stuff that we just did. And I keep this thing in a truth window. So if you ever find a repo from me, it will always have this truth window. Marvy came out and was like, hey, Dad, how do I do this? 5th grade started. She's like, I forgot how to do this. And I was like, oh, yeah, I could help you with that. I think you take these, right? You go something like this, and then you go like this. You go this across this way, and then you make the line. It's like it's an algorithm, and then you put the other line down below, and you kind of look at it, and you see what it's doing. I was like, I think I got it. And then she was like, what do you mean you think you got it? Like, well, let me just check. And I got my phone out, and I made sure that I got it right. I'm like, yeah, I did it right. That's how you do it. And she said, well, why don't you just use the calculator? And that's a fair question. I remember in 5th grade, I remember that question. I asked Mr. Beadle. I said, Mr. Beadle, why can't we just use the calculator? He's like, Craig, you're not always going to have a calculator with you. Well, guess what, Mr. Beadle? We do. We have calculators with us. And in fact, Marvy, 11, she's always going to have a calculator with her. She's always going to have AI with her. And the AI that she has with her right now is as bad as it's ever going to be, right? So I want her to be able to build and be proud and share that stuff when it's time, because it's here, and she's growing up inside of it. And I don't think that we think about that enough. We're kind of in the space where it's like, this is us, and look what we're doing. But there's kids coming up. And I want her to be proud of it, and I want us to set that forward. I don't want us to be quiet about it anymore. I want us to talk about it, right? And I think this is one of my favorite ones. This is her at Chuck E. Cheese. She's got this dunce cap on. So in the show, at the end of the AI Avenue show, so aiavenue.show, we do a thing that we call a Mr. Dennis moment because of copyright reasons. But we put on a sweater, and we talk about, I've never worn it with a hoodie. We talk about what we learned today. So what did we learn today? Today we learned that it's okay to be proud, right? It is okay to be proud of what you built, and you are building it. It didn't exist before you thought of it, right? And when you do build it, share it. Maybe other people will also start sharing the more that you share that you have built with AI. And I believe, if you're afraid that you're going to be called a poser or you're afraid of other things, talk about those things. Because a lot of times, people are using AI in secret, and I know this. We went and we talked to people. They're using AI. I want to stop using AI. I want to start talking about it because that's how we can do all of the other concerns that people have about it. If we stay quiet like this and we treat it like some sort of like, don't tell anybody, but look what I did. I want you to be proud, and I want you to share it, right? So, that is such a good one. This is probably her best. The way that the eyebrows don't line up. She's gonna be so proud of that one. Oh, I told her that I would do this. Can we do a selfie, and can you all try to do your best double chin for the selfie? She's gonna love this. This is gonna make, oh yeah, I'm gonna go this way, all sorts of double chins, and then I'm gonna train an AI date. No, I'm kidding. Awesome, everybody. Thank you so much for having us. Keep talking to everybody. Make sure that you do it. And come find me. I am proud of what you built. I would like to hear about what you've built with AI. If you haven't had a chance to share it with anybody, you can share it with me. Awesome. Thanks, everybody, for coming.
Thanks for having us, Cascadia JS. We'll see you on the Avenue.